Hi, I'm Glenn Hairston, and welcome to another Tai Chi Talk. Someone recently asked me if I would be willing to do a short video on the topic of striking versus grappling in Tai Chi. And I thought about it, and I thought that probably a better way to put it is I'll do a video on striking and grappling. And here's why. If I were to title this Striking versus Grappling, it would give the idea that they were both very much opposed to each other, as if one doesn't belong or if one belongs more than the other. Well, we all know Tai Chi is based on the complementary opposites, like fast and slow. There should be hard and soft. There should be striking and grappling. It's a well-rounded system designed to cover a plethora of situations. So therefore, striking comes into play where striking is needed, and grappling comes into play where grappling is needed. Now, I know one seems to be a little more subtle than the other whenever we're sticking, adhering, following, and so forth, and we're in close and controlling people and utilizing the lessons that we've learned in push hands and in Da Lu and so forth. However, striking is very important. Striking is like a long range situation in general when we're closing the gap or the gap is being closed against us, and we may have to kick, punch, elbow, whatever, and then the gap gets closed and striking still has a role to play even there, not just utilizing what we come to know as fudging and things of that nature and trying to push someone or utilize our techniques for a takedown and so forth. But striking is instrumental in helping those other methodologies work properly, not just ignoring the assistance of striking techniques. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to think about or talk about or practice striking in Tai Chi, and they don't think about fighting because many people say that the best way to fight is to avoid a fight. And I agree, but that's not always your call. You don't always see it coming. I've been in law enforcement for several decades, okay? And before that, executive protection. I trained law enforcement, military, and things come out of the blue. Sometimes you don't see it. You're getting out of your car and someone goes to carjack you. What do then? Someone's trying to stick you with a knife. There's all kinds of situations that can occur that you never saw coming, but yet you still have to react to. So to simply say, I'm going to avoid a fight, that's just not realistic. It's a good mindset, though, to try not to be where you shouldn't be and to try to be aware of your surroundings. But many times, it's just unavoidable. Just ask any law enforcement officer who's had to take reports of various victims. So, with all of this in mind, that both things are important and needed, and not just for fighting. I realize that people practice these days, not with fighting in mind, but with fight avoidance and mostly with the idea of health in mind. But a well-rounded practice is never going to harm anyone, okay? Now, understanding striking is going to help your grappling or your sticking and inside skills, and understanding your inside skills, which are generally more subtle, are going to help you understand your fighting skills. Remember, Tai Chi is made up of complementary opposites. You know, we have hard and soft and fast and slow, and we have striking and we have grappling. So we should be well-rounded. We should understand as many aspects of our art as we can. Now let's keep in mind, when striking an individual, there's different types of strikes. There's all kinds of striking techniques. However, striking falls into basically two separate type of categories. One is what's called a distraction strike. That's a strike that really isn't going to seriously harm the opponent, but it does just what it says. It's a distraction which allows you to follow it with something else. It could be a slap in the face real quick, a brush across the eyes, a strike of some sort that knocks them off balance, which allows you to follow up with a different type of technique. And then there's incapacitation strikes, which is exactly what it sounds like. Something that's going to incapacitate the aggressor. Maybe something that's going to affect their airway, something that's going to affect their vision, that's going to incapacitate them. Or you can even incapacitate them by affecting a limb, maybe a broken leg, like stamping to the kneecap, or breaking the arm, making it go in the opposite direction, any number of things like that. These kind of things have to be used accordingly when you're being if you are attacked. You have to understand the difference between what's going to incapacitate and what's just going to distract. A lot of times people will just throw just a series of punches as hard and fast as they can and sort of hope for the best. But if you understand that certain types of strikes are incapacitation strikes versus just distraction, then you can better pick and choose how you're going to utilize your weapons. Okay, moving along, let's take a look at how this works together. You know, we talk about yin and yang, you know, Tai Chi having the complementary opposites, you know, hard and soft, fast and slow, et cetera, et cetera. Your striking ability can help set up your grappling abilities, get you inside and put you in a better strategic position. Just as your grappling skills can help set you up for strikes that may be needed to end the situation. So it's important to focus on both. And that's going to also affect how you look at your body movement overall, your footwork, your stepping, your angling, and utilizing your imagination of being someone coming at you and attacking you, one person, maybe multiple people. It could be any number of situations, but it's good to be creative. These things may never happen. However, it's still good to exercise your mind, and then your mind exercises your body follows the mind, and you can improve what you do. So all of this is to say that on many occasions, people meet up to do their push hands regularly, and they focus on the quote unquote grappling side, doing a lot of push hands and things like that, push hands, meet up groups, but they don't spend nearly as much time doing striking. Therefore, if it should come to a point where you do have to use a strike, you haven't developed any striking skills. How hard can you strike? Can you deliver a strike properly? What does it feel like? Or your wrist going to, you're going to sprain your wrist when you hit something that's solid and so forth. What is the best what are the best areas to approach, target areas and so forth, and how to use those personal weapons. And you should spend just as much time on striking knowledge as you do on grappling skills, and be well-rounded and really have much better understanding of your Tai Chi. Now I get it, there's a lot of people who want nothing to do with striking and Tai Chi. They just want to practice for health, and that's fine. They want to do their push hands and so forth, and they want to move and do a slow solo form. However, if you want to practice for health, try editing in more striking into your practice, and you'll see that's quite a bit more challenging. It's more for your cardiovascular, and moving faster, it's going to work your joints and muscles quite differently. You may even end up kind of sore in the beginning. So if you're truly looking to up your health game, don't just move slowly, don't just grapple a little bit, don't just do a little bit of push hands, but start adding more punches, kicks, elbows, shoulder strikes, and do it in real time. It's going to be a little bit more challenging, and you're going to see your physical fitness is going to improve. So until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Tai Chi Talk.